Now, I think a lot of people out there have a date in mind where they would like to retire, but as we know, sometimes that is not really the way that things go. And sometimes we're forced to work longer. Sometimes we're forced to face retirement a little earlier. It's actually expected that a recession will also bring plenty of layoffs. So what if somebody close to retirement actually loses their job? They're put into retirement a little early. What are their options when it comes to their former workplace 401k? Is that something you can help them with in taking the next step to secure their retirement future?
It really is, and I think it's something that people should be thinking about, even if they have a good job. I, have seen great companies here locally that have made a decision to go in a different direction, and people all of a sudden were thinking, well, I'm going to work for a couple more years and then retire. That's why it's very important, again, to evaluate what your investment allocation is today. When we build out the independent income system, when we put the pieces together of looking at, when the future is going to get here, where we're going to draw income from, one of the questions that comes up is, okay, well, what could happen next? And there's probably two big reasons that people need to tap their retirement accounts a little bit sooner than expected on their original plan. One is an unexpected healthcare crisis, kind of forces you into retirement time early. But the second one is an unexpected job loss, could also create an unexpected crisis. So again, just like protecting your house if it catches on fire, you should be running the fire safety drill ahead of time. When you're looking at your 401k, there's going to be a couple of different options. First and foremost, you could cash out your account. This option can be appealing for somebody who's, looking to secure and is needing money, but it can really come at a price. If you don't pay attention to the careful ages and dates, if you withdraw your savings account in a traditional retirement account, normally before the ages of 59 and a half, it could trigger a 10% additional penalty. For those people who have a 401k, you may be able to have more access to your money after the age 55. I can think of a gentleman that recently came into the office, that exact scenario where he had lost his job, probably going to get a new job, but wasn't going to rush out into anything, didn't really like the options that were available inside of his self-directed IRA. And so what he decided to do is take some of the money, move it to an IRA, so he had more freedom and flexibility on what investment choices that he had. But then he left some of the money back in his 401k because he was after the age 55. And by checking into his 401k's plan provisions, we were able to find out that, yes, he could do a partial withdrawal and then at some point in the future take money out. The next thing is keep your savings intact until you decide what to do next. If you get another job, you can move it to your new employer 401k plan. There can be some advantages to doing that based upon the features and benefits of the new 401k plan. It may take you some time to figure it out. If your account value is less than $5,000, it may be shut down, though, after a few months, and your employer will send you a check. So, again, you want to look at what your options are with your 401k if your balance is below $5,000, if they're going to allow you to keep it open. Again, in the third option, we talked about rolling your savings into a savings account in a traditional IRA. Gives you a lot more choices and freedom and flexibility. Any thoughts when somebody's looking to, what to do with their 401k if they lose their job?
I think probably the most important thing is knowing your options and knowing it when it comes in relation to your employer. I know recently we've come across a company that's been bought out, so that company is changing hands, so there are some different options available. Same type of things within the, do I leave it? Do I roll it? Do I cash it out, keeping in mind the tax consequences and age restrictions? And, some different companies have different retirement plans available. I know the ProMedica plan just had the sort of cash balance option for the people available. I know we've helped a number of people look at their options inside of there. So number one, knowing your options, and number two, seeing if we can help.
Again, it's not something that we hope happens to anybody out there, but as we saw a little bit in 2020, and I think we may be seeing coming up in the near future, I think people are going to be have retirement maybe thrust on them a little earlier. And so to continue that fire safety analogy, think of this think of having a plan in place, kind of like having a fire extinguisher. You hope that it's something that you never have to use, but if the time comes, you're going to be really grateful that you have it. America's Retirement Headquarters, they can help you put that plan in place. They can help run that fire safety drill. All you need to do, get started. Give a call, 419-794-3030, or go online to americasretirementheadquarters.com.